They talking about unconstitutional processes in the ballot for the Virginia referendum. But in the Abbott versus Perez case, Texas ruled in favor of maintaining their congressional maps, which favored Republicans at the time, despite knowing that Republicans were mad discriminative when it came to their representation of the population in terms of voting. So what the fuck are you talking about? Racial gerrymandering is explicitly illegal, but I didn't hear no Republicans bitching about that. So what the fuck is the problem now? Oh, I know what it is, because Republicans love hunting until the rabbit got the gun, right? Y'all started off barking up trees, now your bitch ass copping please. Now the shit ain't fun no more. Okay, I get it.
I wake up to the sound of the same old clock. Tick tock, it never stops.
All right, man, breaking news. We got to talk about this. So if you ain't been keeping up with what's been going on in the political realm, allow me to catch you up to speed. So yesterday, Virginians statewide, including myself, voted on a redrawing of our congressional maps that would add an additional 4 seats for the Democrats, taking us from 6 seats up to 10. Now, the popular vote went great. The popular vote, by every metric, would approve this redistricting. However, Republicans are doing what Republicans do, and that is acting as the pot calling the kettle black. So I'm recording this on the 22nd, and as of this morning, a Tazewell Circuit Court judge in Virginia blocked the certification of the results for some bullshit reasons that we about to get into. So let's go ahead and see what these Republicans got cooking up, man. All right, so I'll zoom in a little bit for y'all, and as we can see, it says here, a Virginia judge blocked the state from certifying the results of Tuesday's congressional map referendum, which, for those of y'all that don't know, referendum is basically just another word for a vote by the people on something that's not like an elected official candidate. You know what I mean? Like, so basically when the people vote on like a policy or a law or something like that. Deeming the referendum and the bill that triggered it as unconstitutional, according to a judge ordered issue Wednesday. Virginia's current Attorney General Jay Jones confirmed to 7 News on Wednesday that his office would appeal the decision. The order, according to officials, came from the Tazewell Circuit Court, which previously blocked the referendum after repeatedly deeming the vote and the resolution for the referendum unconstitutional, siding with the Republicans who filed several suits. The Virginia Supreme Court overruled 2 previous orders from the Circuit Court to block the referendum. The state's highest is still expected to hear those cases. State highest court is still expected to hear those cases. So from what it sounded like, for what it's worth, it sounded like the Supreme Court is actually finna entertain some of these lawsuits that Tazewell Court is levying against this referendum, the results of this referendum. But let's look into why, bro, because I think the reasons why they're attacking this is real interesting, and I'm gonna break down why it's hypocritical and why it's bullshit and don't make no sense. So here we can see, like I was saying earlier, we're pushing for those extra 4 seats. So here it says Virginia voters on Tuesday narrowly advanced legislation to redraw the state's congressional maps, a move that could give Democrats 10 out of 11 seats in the U.S. House. Democrats pushed for a midterm redistricting in response to President Donald Trump, who initially encouraged Republican states to do the same before the midterm election. This is so key right here, because this right here, this encompasses the entire reason all of this shit is even happening to begin with. Check this out. So all of this initially started when Donald Trump asked Greg Abbott to redraw Texas's congressional maps to heavily favor Republicans. So you see what the prior Texas congressional map looked like. It was already a fuck ton of red and barely any Democrat representation. Here, if you look here, down here where the Democrat representation was in some of these districts down here, you can see in this yellow, this is representing Democrats to Republicans. So this is a lot of shifting going on down here, basically pretty much eliminating all Democrat House representation in Texas. And in response to that, California redrew their maps to favor Democrats a little bit more as well. Now, there was a couple other redistrictings in 2 more states that's not really getting a lot of attention right now, and that's Missouri and North Carolina. And as you can see right here, Missouri, right here in their particular redrawing, they went from 6 seats to 8 seats for the Republicans. And if you look at North Carolina's redrawing, they went from, I don't know how many they had before, but I think now they at 10 out of 14, doing as much gerrymandering to try to, you know, get as many Republicans into these Democrat districts as they can to try to swing their House seat. So when it was time for Virginia to come to the table, this is kind of the situation we were up against. Now, if you look at this top map, you'll see the results of the popular vote of our last congressional redrawing proposal, which favored Republicans a little bit more than Democrats. Now, when we go down to this bottom map, this shows the results of the election yesterday. So the Democratic popular vote took just over half the state, which is enough to win. Majority is majority. So now that I kind of gave y'all the rundown and explained the origin of this whole redistricting mumbo jumbo, let's go back to the article about the ruling from earlier today on Virginia's redistricting. All right, so remember, these lawsuits are coming from the Tazewell Circuit Court. There are several lawsuits challenging the referendum. The Republican National Committee, a plaintiff in the lawsuit that the judge ruled in favor of, celebrating the ruling and called the redistricting efforts a blatant power grab in a statement of ABC News. Okay, all right, hold up. Wait, I'm gonna wait. I'm finna give it to him, but just wait. Last night, Democrats only managed to squeak out a narrow 3-point victory. A win is a win. Try it! Despite burning tens of millions in cash and manipulating voters with misleading ballot language. Excuse me? Why are you lying? Bro, I still got a fucking sample ballot question. They mailed the shit to everybody. Let's just read it, shall we? All right, so this is something that every registered voter got in the mail, and it's the exact ballot question that was on the official ballot. So this is as the official ballot read. The proposal is one question. It says, should the Constitution of Virginia be amended to allow the General Assembly to temporarily adopt new congressional districts to restore fairness in the upcoming midterm elections while ensuring Virginia's standard redistricting process resumes for all future redistricting after the 2030 consensus? So essentially, in so many words, if you don't know what that meant, is basically, hey, them niggas over there cheating, so temporarily we gonna have to break the rules for a minute, but after we set all this shit straight, everything gonna go back to how it was. What's manipulating and misleading about that? Try again. All these Republicans, they getting so desperate, bro. They don't want to relinquish power, bro. They don't. The whole entire GOP is fucked up, bro. Every single Republican is like the devil. Every step of the way, Democrats lied and deceived Virginians to push forward what has always been illegal under state law, and today's decision once again reaffirms that. Okay, what I just fucking read to you it completely cancels out that last statement of what he just said, because that's complete bullshit, because this is a complete constitutional democratic process from start to finish. No matter what the fuck you want to say, no matter how you want to look at it. Now, I don't know the exact processes that these ballots have to go through, but I am almost 1000% sure. I can say with so much confidence, nigga, I would bet my balls on this shit. Like what these Republicans are aiming for right now is like such low hanging fruit. It's bullshit, bro. It's bullshit. Like, they know that they fucked. They know that people fed up with them. They know that a lot of their constituents are like pretty much abandoning the fight, and they know that a lot of their voters, a lot of their party, a lot of their supporters are pretty much swaying the other way because y'all have been lying to them. Y'all, everything that y'all claim the Democrats have been doing, every accusation is a confession on the side of the Republicans. Everything that y'all claim Democrats do is literally y'all just calling out what y'all doing in the mirror. You don't believe me? Remember how I told y'all that all of this shit started because of Texas redrawing their congressional maps first, right? After President Trump asked their state governor, redraw your congressional maps in my favor so that way we can win these midterms and I can fulfill my totalitarian desires that I got. But hold on. Not so fast. They talking about unconstitutional processes in the ballot for the Virginia referendum. But in the Abbott versus Perez case, Texas ruled in favor of maintaining their congressional maps, which favored Republicans at the time, despite knowing that Republicans were mad discriminative when it came to their representation of the population in terms of voting. So what the fuck are you talking about? Racial gerrymandering is explicitly illegal, but I didn't hear no Republicans bitching about that. So what the fuck is the problem now? Oh, I know what it is, because Republicans love hunting until the rabbit got the gun, right? Y'all started off barking up trees, now your bitch ass copping please. Now the shit ain't fun no more. Okay, I get it. And then if we read a little bit more here, this is directly from Tazewell's local news. It says the Tazewell County Circuit Court judge is blocking the certification results from the redistricting referendum, which is pretty much, a little bit what we read in the last article. But this one goes a little bit deeper into actually what the lawsuits entail. It says right here, This now on top of multiple lawsuits, including 2 that originated in Tazewell County, challenging how this redistricting amendment made it onto the ballot. This opera's not over until the fat lady sings, and 9th District Congressman Morgan Griffith said. That's the dude I was talking about earlier. Griffith says even after the vote, the fight over redistricting continued. The process was not followed. The laws of Virginia were not followed, and the courts have to decide if that invalidates the vote that took place yesterday, he said. Griffith is one of several Republican lawmakers involved in multiple lawsuits challenging not the maps, but the process itself. And that just goes to show you that it's bullshit, because they know they can't challenge the map because they know that they're losing the population. They have to try anything they can. See, when Republicans are getting their way, when everything is going smooth for them and they're getting their way and they getting what they want, everything is in black and white. You know what I'm saying? There's no middle ground. There's no gray area. But the moment that they feel like they are at a disadvantage, they start looking for all these fucking loopholes. Everything becomes a, oh, what if? And now they become so analytical of processes and oh my God, bro. It just pisses me off, bro. Like, bro, these niggas act like high school dudes who not getting their way because they crush not talking to them. Like, and so they just acting out. Like, these niggas are just doing shit that don't make no fucking sense, and they reaching for anything. That's all I was talking about earlier, bro. They desperate. Former U.S. Attorney for the Western District of Virginia, John Fishwick, says that these lawsuits have been in limbo since before voting even started. That right there should let you know that these motherfuckers have been on bullshit. So even before the redrawing got voted on, they already knew that they was finna lose. They already knew the Democrats was finna blow their ass out the water. Even though the popular vote wasn't swayed as much as I like, the representation is really what matters. The amount of House seats that we're gonna gain, that's ultimately what counts and what makes the difference. They know that. They knew before this vote even took place. They knew, oh, we're fucked. There's absolutely no way that these congressional maps are going to be redrawn in favor of Republicans. And so because of that, they said, you know what? We're going to have to cook up some bullshit. We're going to have to concoct a plan to try to thwart whatever these Democrats try to bring forth to stop what we got going. We're going to have to come up with some bullshit. We're going to have to try to attack them in any way that we can. Any loophole that we can find, we got to take it. Any avenue is accepted. It's disgusting because it's just like you see shit like this and then it just reminds you like, oh, as Republicans, y'all do have the ability to thoroughly investigate and attempt to hold people accountable. Y'all just won't do it to them child diddling ass constituents of yours. Now, I'm not going to lie. This is the part that's kind of like uneasing me a little bit. It says if Griffith and other plaintiffs, let me zoom this in a little bit. If Griffith and other plaintiffs prevail, it means the court could throw out the results of the election. That's not at all good. I think the argument has legs. Its primary issue remains the same. Was the procedure followed by the General Assembly when they set this whole process up? Was something they did illegal? And I think there are a number of strong arguments that can be made here, Fishwick said. Says the Virginia Supreme Court can take months to issue a ruling, but Fishwick believes this will be different. Griffith says with the midterms fast approaching, he's hoping for a quick decision. Everybody has to decide what they're going to do, where they're going to be running and start moving forward. Even though we're waiting on the Supreme Court decision, I think we're going to see some movement begin fairly shortly. So yeah, man, that's where we at right about now. I think the latest information we got is that the Virginia Supreme Court is going to start hearing the lawsuits from Tazewell as early as Monday. They're going to start hearing oral hearings. So yeah, bro. I mean, hey, what can you say, bro? It's Republicans doing what Republicans do, man. Like, damn. We tired, man. We tired, but we can't get tired, bro. We gotta keep fighting these bitch ass niggas off. And we gotta restore right. We gotta restore good social values. We gotta restore morality back into the government. I don't even know if that's possible at this point. I don't know if that's possible in the mode of capitalism that the United States finds itself in. But hey, shit, as the people, nigga, hey, look, this is what we can do. This is the baby steps that we can take as individuals, as voters, to try to make little differences in our community and ultimately in our country. So we're going to see what happens, man. I'm going to try to keep y'all updated. But yeah, but that's gonna be all for this video, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think down below in the comments, and I'm gonna catch y'all in this video, man. One love. It's made.